Hey folks, good morning, Monday morning. Welcome to the new week. Just want to give you a couple of updates on tyres. Now, if you're in the business of fitting tyres, retail, in say the greater Brisbane area, just a couple of things, right? If you're working on a GTR or a GTR V2, that's your Dragon, very common, you should be aware of them, right? Tube, don't go in there, right? Tubeless, fit a tubeless tyre, okay? There's plenty of choices. You don't have to go and resort to fitting tubes and tube type tyres because hub's not designed for it. They'll blow out and fall apart, okay, after about 50 k's. So I had one of those on the weekend come through. That's sorted. The other one, with regards to slime in tubes, don't even use it in tubes, right? Of course you don't use it in tubeless because it eats rims, but you don't want to use it in tubes either. Gets out of balance. Had a Mantis come in, full service, special service, Saturday's job. All day Saturday on this Mantis, right? Know the Mantis, love the Mantis. And, if you get the Mantis perfect, they're a really nice scooter, but they do need a lot of attention. So we did 9 hours on a Mantis, and all that one needed with the tyre was the tube removed because it had slime in it. It was out of balance. One of the tasks was to take the limiter off it so it can go more than 25 k's an hour. And yeah, this thing on the bench, when you hit the throttle, even at 25 k's an hour, just shaking all over the place, So yeah, don't put slime in them. Just a tube. Out of interest, we put a 10x3 in, and we pierced it when we put the split rim back together. So the 10x2.5, which is what we recommend anyway, is probably the better way to go. Ultra thick and yeah, your 10x3.8. Just a little bit too large for that one. Can't even remember what tyre we put in that. Probably Performance Road. I'll show you the tyres. So if we just have a quick look at your Dragon GTR V2, right? So no excuses. Don't put a tube type tyre in. They're not the go, okay? With the tube, they'll split, fall apart, pop out, and yeah, it's cards. So with your options, you've got your original factory GTR tyre, which is your 80/65-6, the Chaoyang square tyre. Not the best thing for corners, but they work. You've got the Turbulent, which is the upmarket unit. This one's with or without self-healing liner. Okay, nice, thick and heavy. Probably twice the weight almost with the liner than the Chaoyang original. Not a bad unit. Pretty thick. Rounds out a little bit more, not much, but a little bit more than the original tyre. Obviously, being a semi-off-road, it's got a lot of opportunity for punches between the gaps, but that self-healing glue inside there might work. Bike Scooter City stock these with and without, and they pretty much use them now on the GTR V2s all the time. They still offer this one if people want the old school. Dyno Tread from the Turbo Tread range from eScooter now, the in-house no brand ones. Which are just the tubeless 10x3.006. They'll work. Low profile low, probably not the best for rim damage, but they'll give you the best rounded performance in semi-off-road tubeless. So that's where they fit in there. It's a cheapy tyre, cheap and cheerful. The CST Performance Road, now that's what we put on the Mantis. And because they're a little bit wider than the 10x3 Turbulent, the Dualtron tyre as it was, you need a few techniques to get the split rim to close up with longer bolts, right? With 6 split rim bolts. Squeeze that up a bit, and then you can put your original bolts in once you've got it nice and square. Out of interest, the customer had a go at fitting it themselves. Cracked their rim cover, okay? Didn't have the pressure right, even pressure all the way around, so hence ideally a new rim cover. Although it might hold up. I'll put some washers in it and stuff, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, that's your Performance Road. A lot of people are big fans of these because they're nice and pointy. They've sort of almost got like a bit of a PMT shape to them, if not even more. They're like the cheese cutter. So yeah, really nice on the corners. CST 10x3.006. Pretty good solid hard tyre too. I reckon they're great for puncture resistance, and they are with and without the self-healing. Other options for Dragon GTR and GTR V2 and any sort of wide 6-inch rim. You can go your turbulent 90, 55/6 in the road tyre. All right, so effectively the same as a semi off-road, which is with and without self-healing. We've got those. Don't have self-healing in those. I could probably add them to the list, but I mean, yeah, we've got so many tyres. It's what do you do? But yeah, they're sort of a little bit like your 11-inch CSTs that you used to see on your standard Wolf Warrior and that sort of tyre. With regards to how they fit and shape, they're a little bit square. Okay, similar to the semi off-road, and also similar to the Chaoyang original tyre almost in a way. So not really rounded for the corners, but nonetheless, yeah, effectively that's the road version of the semi off-road, both two bits. So that's 6 tyres. So you've got 2 more you can probably look at. You've got the new Urban Road Runner, I call it, right? So it's a little bit like the Urban Road Turbulent. We call it Urban Road because Freestyle used to distribute them, Scooter Hut, as that's what they call them. Okay, that was a standard sort of Mantis 10 tyre, etc. There's an uplift. So yeah, these are the ULIP, ULIP, new tyre 10x3s, and they're a little bit like a hybrid. So they've got like almost like a slick in the middle. You just watch that on the smooth surfaces. I'd say it could be a bit slippery, that one, with a bit of reasonable tread on the side. Narrow tyre, pretty much accommodate for just about any 10x3 or even 10x2 point, possibly 5. You'd probably get away with because they're not incredibly wide. If you look at the width on it there, you can see they're down a touch, and they're pretty pliable tyre. They're going to round up pretty well. Funny shape on those. But yeah, they're a new one. Just sort of sampling those out. So I've got a couple of those to send out today actually. And the last one, obviously, sorry, I'll just show you my dyno slick, right? So the Turbo Tread dyno slick, which is a 90 656, very high profile, very wide. But for a 90, given that's a 90, you put the two together, and it's a holy bloody dooly, too big. That won't fit on a Dragon GTR or GTR V2. It'll foul the swing arms. The suspension probably. This is the spring, but that's nice tyre. You could probably put a PMT on it, but no one's going to go, spend the big bickies on a PMT on a Dragon GTR V2, are they? They're just bloody stupid. Alright, so here's another one. Here's another good option. This is the Ford Mondeo tyre. So the Ford Mondo is a scooter that they have in America. And CST has produced almost like a Daytona type tyre for that scooter. Look, I've never seen the scooter. I think it's a little bit like a 9-bot GT2, etc. But this tyre does seem to be pretty promising. It's got the 4-ply happening. It's tubeless. It's running at 36 psi, which is nice. You get a little bit of sort of, bit of comfort out of that. And yeah, you don't normally get much in the way of 36 psi. Obviously the dyno slick does, but that's too big, won't fit. So there's your 36 psi, folks. Now these ones, I haven't seen one inflated in person, but I'm pretty sure they're the nice round, and they're effectively slick in the middle. They will run off with the water on the sides. They are probably your next level on a Dragon GTR V2. Anyway, I won't rabbit on tyres anymore because there's a few other things that we've got going through. Now those would be aware we've got all the NAMI stuff through now. So this is like things like TFT screens, throttles, displays, converters for the voltage converters, lights and horn switch, mention NFCs. So they're all there. I've just got to put them into the store now so they can be ordered and all that sort of stuff that we do. We've got the Turbo Touch, I call them. Okay, so Turbo Touch this is the surface. This is your suspension, right? So we've got all these in now. 165mm and 155mm, mostly for the NAMI Burn-E, but of course I'm keen to chuck some in the Tevron. I think because they are a nice shock. So they're in stock, they're listed, they are available for sale. there are some more NAMI spares that have just come in for the bolts, the pins, you know, for top and bottom of suspension and stuff, but you won't need any of that. You just reuse your existing ones if they're not too stuffed, but if they are stuffed, you can probably see us about those, but they're not listed yet. So that's that there, so that's your suspension. There's a couple of the NAMI shipments. We've maybe got some longer sleeves to go in the Wolf Warrior suspension uplift kit. It's just slightly longer. Just got to test them and see how they go with compression. These bushes tend not to compress too much, so I think they'll be alright just as an uplift, but I've still got probably 40 kits of the older ones to move out first anyway before I do those. But yeah, just been spending a little bit of time doing some R&D basically. So we've got from Germany the Fibroflex, which will be part of the Turbo Touch range. Just it's easy just to have one brand instead of all these different brands names from all around the world. So they've got them in 3 different shore ratings for bushes, okay, for the Wolf Warrior and for Mantis, and I guess anything else that's going to take those sizes. Some of the sizes aren't exactly quite right, you might have to cut them down, etc., but it's just going to give us some options for different bushings on Wolf Warriors. Likewise with the springs as well, it's a standard factory spring, so we'll have some options there with some different springs as well, and they're, you know, German made, so they're not the Chinese ones, so we'll see how we go with those. They should be pretty good. Last but not least is brake pads. So we've now actually got all 4 compounds in pretty much all the rectangular ones except for Zoom. So that means you've got your organic resin semi-metal, your sort of standard for a brake pad. You've got your all metal, you've got your ceramic, and you've got your new polymetal, polymetallic, which typically you'll see in blue, but not always. So they're all in stock. They're all showing online. You can order those based on whatever you want. Play around with whatever you want to do. I've got a few more to put in on the store, but there's enough to get going at least anyway, so you're right there. And tubes 10 by 2.125 for your 9-bot, your in-motion climber. I mean, Scooter don't have any of these in stock retail. So like if you need a 10 by 2.125, you'll see them in the store now. I haven't done the photos. I'm a little bit behind in a couple of things because there's a lot going on. But it's all good. It's all under control. The orders are taking a couple of days to get out at the moment, but we're probably going to be catching up again today as we reset and defrag and get off our peak high horse of summer. So have a good week, folks, and hopefully you've picked up a few things about appropriate tyres and tubes. Check yours. Bye.